So, building AI in your company. It's a huge buzzword, right? But what does it actually mean for your business? Today, we're going to cut through all that noise and turn the hype into a practical step-by-step playbook. Let's dive in. Okay, when you hear building AI, I bet this is what pops into your head, right? Sci-fi robots taking over the office. But the reality is way less about walking, talking machines and a whole lot more about making your business fundamentally smarter. All right, here's the game plan for our journey today. First, we're going to get crystal clear on what building AI even is. Then, we'll figure out where you are on the AI map. After that, we'll pack your toolkit, walk through a 5-step roadmap, learn how to sidestep some common traps, and finally, we'll look ahead to your company's AI-powered future. Okay, let's kick things off. What are we really talking about when we say building AI? It's time to move past the buzzwords and get right to the real business value. So, at its heart, building AI is really just about using data, some smart algorithms, and a whole lot of computing power to do 3 main things: automate tedious tasks, make your business decisions way better, and create amazing customer experiences. Think about Netflix recommending your next binge watch, or Amazon predicting what you're going to buy next. That's AI in action, making things smarter, faster, and way more accurate. So why the big push right now? Why is this so critical? Well, because AI isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It is the engine that gives you a real competitive edge. It gives you the power of automation to slash costs, the intelligence to make smarter calls, and the scale to grow in ways that just weren't possible before. Okay, that brings us to our next stop, the AI maturity map. Think of this like a "you are here" sign on your company's AI journey, helping you figure out exactly where you're starting from. Now, pretty much every company falls somewhere on this map. As I go through these, think about where your own organization lands. Are you at level 1, no AI, still running everything on manual spreadsheets? Or maybe level 2, assisted, where you're using dashboards to help guide your decisions. Level 3, automated. It's where you start to see things like chatbots. And then the top, level 4, is autonomous. We're talking systems that learn and operate pretty much on their own. Yeah, that progression is such a great way to frame it. You start with no AI, then you move to assisting your teams, then automating processes, and finally aiming for full autonomy. This is the core journey that almost every organization takes. All right, so you found your spot on the map. Now, what do you need to pack for this quest? Let's talk about your AI implementation toolkit, all the essentials for a successful trip. First things first, and this is non-negotiable: data. It is the fuel for any AI system. You've definitely heard the saying, garbage in, garbage out, and for AI, it is the absolute golden rule. It's why one big company had to famously scrap an AI recruiting tool. It was trained on biased hiring data from the past, so guess what? It just learned how to be biased. The quality of your data will make or break your entire project, period. Okay, next up in the toolkit. Where is your AI actually going to live? This is your infrastructure. You could go old school with on-premise servers, which gives you total control, but man, it's expensive and slow. Or you can use the cloud. The cloud gives you incredible scalability, lets you experiment way faster, and saves you money since you only pay for what you use. Honestly, for most folks, the cloud is the way to go for the speed and scale you need. All right, time for a bit of a reality check. And this one's a biggie. When you think about a successful AI project, what percentage is the tech? 70%? 80%? Maybe? The real answer might shock you. It's only about 20%. Yep, a whopping 80% of your success comes down to your people and your processes. The technology is just a tool. The real superpower is having the right talent working together in a smart way. Okay, we've got our toolkit packed. Now it's time to actually hit the road. This section is all about the 5-step AI roadmap, your practical step-by-step guide to getting this done. Pretty much every successful AI project follows this exact loop. It all starts with a real business problem. From there, you prepare the data. That's the fuel. Then you develop the model, which is kind of like building the engine. Once it's ready, you deploy it into the real world. But, and this is key, it doesn't stop there. You have to constantly monitor and improve it, which feeds right back into the beginning of the cycle. And I really gotta hammer this first step home. Start with business pain, not AI excitement. Seriously. Don't fall in love with some cool new tech and then go looking for a problem to solve with it. Find a genuine, high-volume, data-rich problem that's hurting your business first, and then ask if AI is the right tool for the job. Okay, remember that second step, data preparation? Let's talk about that for a second. How much of a project's time do you think goes into just that part? The answer is kind of crazy. A full 60 to 70%. It's the unglamorous, behind-the-scenes work of collecting, cleaning, and labeling data, but it is, without a doubt, the most critical factor for success. And that leads us perfectly into the deployment phase. I absolutely love this quote. A model not deployed is a model not built. It really is that simple. An amazing algorithm just sitting on a data scientist's laptop is providing zero value. The magic only happens when it's plugged into your business and is actually doing work. All right, so we have the roadmap. But let's be real, the path is never a perfectly straight line. So in this section, let's talk about the big choices you'll face and some of the common traps to watch out for. This is one of the first big crossroads you'll hit. Should you build it yourself, buy something off the shelf, or partner with someone? So let's break it down. Building it from scratch gives you total control, but it's slow and very expensive. Buying a tool is way faster and cheaper, but you give up customization. And partnering can be a nice balance. Here's a good rule of thumb. Build what makes you unique, your secret sauce, and buy the rest. And here they are, the classic mistakes that can sink an AI project before it even gets going. Think of this as your what not to-do list. It's things like starting without a clear business case, using bad data, or overpromising what AI can actually deliver. But honestly, the biggest failures usually happen when you ignore the human side of things, forgetting about change management or not having clear ethical rules in place. And all of that brings us to this really powerful and kind of surprising truth. AI fails more due to management issues than technical issues. Just let that sink in for a second. It's almost never the algorithm that's the problem. It's a failure in strategy, in leadership, or in communication. And that, believe it or not, brings us to our final section, your company's AI future. We've looked at the map, packed the tools, and walked the path. So, what's the destination? Look, if you take away just one single thing from all of this, let it be this formula right here. This is the secret sauce. Success with AI boils down to 4 key things: the right problem, the right data, the right people, and the right governance. If you get those 4 things right, you're treating AI like what it is, a core business strategy, not just another tech project. And that's why your AI journey doesn't actually start with code or a fancy algorithm. It starts with one simple but incredibly powerful question you can take back to your team literally today. What is the right business problem for us to solve first?